Hey, so recently I watched a video from a YouTuber, the Great Jeep.gpg, and it was titled "I'm quitting Genshin and you should too." And he basically goes over throughout the entire video. He goes over the problems with the Genshin Impact, and why others you should quit as well, giving out information of what has not improved or anything. And as of now, I have watched it and I can agree with his takes on the game. And I'll be going over through everything he wanted to say. Now, first of all, is the cutscenes. The cutscenes do honestly feel like a straight up ass. You're straight up just 99% cutscenes while you only have like barely any gameplay. I personally, if I were to be experiencing one of those cutscenes, I could possibly even walk to my store and then be there for like 10 minutes at best or 15. Then come back just to see that the cutscene is still going, and I would just give a straight stone face at it. Like honestly, just give us the chance to skip cutscenes. Like any other game has them that are story based, have a skip button. So why doesn't Genshin have it though? Like I don't want to sit here watching straight up just spam clicking, just trying to get out the cutscene quicker though. I don't want to do the cutscenes. I just want to play the game. Now, second thing is the characters. Now, personally, you might know the character pooling in any classic game is similar, but in Genshin here, it's more diabolical. Let's just say, like, you have a chance of a 5 star at 90 pulls. Let's just see if you don't get it, you need to do another one to get it guaranteed. Meaning, you have to do 180 pulls just to get a guaranteed character. And there's also the weapon banner, which is 160, getting a guarantee. So putting those two together, basically, it's 300. So basically, the game wants you to get the character within this amount of pools and also the weapon with this amount of pools. But here's the thing. How the fuck are you gonna get those pools exactly when the game is asking for so much? The game's asking you to spend it, of course. So you spend a little money, you get the character, boom, you're happy, right? As a matter of fact, it doesn't end there. Because the next topic is the items for it. Personally, if you have the character, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need to level them up, level the weapon, level, get your artifacts, get the artifacts, level the artifacts, and also upgrade, level up the talents. Those everything require materials that you gotta farm and possibly every single wait at least a day to farm them. That's what's annoying about it. You spend so much getting character and then you have to spend more time on getting the character stuff for it. Because if you don't, the character's just basically not gonna be as powerful as you hope to. And now here comes the next thing, which might honestly be the most one thing that everyone hates about Genshin, is the resin system. Now, the resin system is the one thing you need to be able to get artifacts from dungeons and everything. But here's the thing, the resin is capped. So even if the resin was capped, if you only go over it, you're basically stuck with the same amount of resin that you gotta use up and wait the next day to use it all again. Like, what are we thinking? Honkai Star Rail has a resin overdue. You have like 300 resin that you could use daily, and an extra 2,000 if you save up. If you don't use it. That's for every other gacha game does that. But in Genshin, you don't have the over limit. It basically gets to the amount it wants, stops there, and waits until you use it. And then after you use that, you gotta wait the next day to reusing it. Like why? Can you not just like put more into the pack so I could use all of it just so I get more relics? I mean that's the thing though. You use up all of those, and then you see that your relics and every artifact you used, every artifact you gotten from them from the resin is complete ass. And you realize you gotta wait the next day to do it all over again. It feels like the artifacts are the main reason you're doing all this one. Now you also hinted at another thing, which is power creep. The newer characters I always get at it, which deal more damage than the older characters. So basically, the game is forcing you to buy the newer characters just so that you could use them to clear throughout your way to the end game content. But what about the older characters? They just basically useless? Most of them are, but some aren't, thankfully. Like Bennett, some sort of 4 star if you put your investment in, but that's basically it though. Any other characters is basically now useless. Unless, I don't know, you build them up so well that they could actually do something, but then the next update comes and they're basically useless again. Like it's every single update from Genshin Impact when you add a new character, it overtops the other one and it leaves the other one absolutely worthless. And that's where it comes to the next thing though. There hasn't been any good quality of life content. They do quality life of content, but it's just terrible. It's nothing good at all that they do. And personally, that's the truth with the game. They don't want to improve it. They want to go the same way all the time, though, because that's how every company goes. When they see huge success, there's always the one person that thinks, "How much money can we squeeze out of this until it's basically worthless?" Look at Activision. They did the same thing, and look at where they're at now. EA Games. I mean, it isn't an improvement either. Those companies show the fact that they squeezed everything out of it just for a tiny money. Heck, even Ubisoft as well. Ubisoft can be considered one as well, though. I mean, they've already all the time have been. And let's now look at let's look at garbage games. Currently, Genshin Impact is very greedy because with the recent updates, you just don't get the pulls that you need because the game is unrewarding with the pulls. Or what happens? But you might just be like, oh, but what if I do the missions? Okay, go do the missions then. How much are you gonna get out of them? Barely anything though. Let's just barely give you anything. So do chests. There's a bunch of chests everywhere, but even if you do get every single chest, will it be enough even? And that's the thing about it though. Genshin Impact is like it keeps going at the same pace, but they don't do any improvements because they're stuck on that. Now, personally, I got nothing against that, but if the players are asking for it, you should get them what they want and not straight up ignore them. And that's what I find funny about it because every gacha game, those improvements to the game as the people want it though because they're demanded. But in Genshin Impact, they don't do it. They think that they're too big to fail. I mean, that's right, though. They're too big to fail. I mean, if you look at the game and the revenue they're pulling, it's no wonder, though. But still, if they could just listen and improve the game, then that could honestly uh, make people happier, especially the free to play ones, like increasing more primogems or getting more primogems a lot more, or giving more pulls on every single patch, or even reworking the resin system, then everything would be better. But that's up to the devs and their decision if they want to do it. It's entirely the devs' decision if they want to go that or if they don't want to. And personally, I can see that that might never happen, honestly, because the engine devs never really do a lot unless they feel like they need to. And that's all for me. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.